Hello everybody! Welcome back, and welcome to Walpurgis night. Welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. Just before we start, I can say hi to people though. Just getting this ready. Hello everyone, hello. I want everybody to listen to me. I want everybody remember to have a healthy mindset about all of this. People put, I think, a lot of pressure around this whole event, and I just don't want it to contribute to anybody like feeling extra bad about not pulling something or not getting something. Remember, it's just a game. You can always borrow units. We'll be able to get them later. There's still more tickets you can get, but be mindful and healthy about this, okay? That's just something that's important to me. It makes me very sad when people put so much stress about this and then end up feeling bad about it afterwards. We're here to have fun. But this is what gambling is. It makes you get the whole fear of missing out and everything. And it's okay, okay? It's okay. It will be okay. And if anybody ever needs like more resources about anything, just let me know, and I can talk about it a bit more. All right, okay. But before we have some, I guess, some uptie stories and some units to look at, and then we'll get into the little event. But I think we just got some. Yeah, they gave us crates. Let us get thread. And then I think actually I'm going to... I think it might be time to shard Gregor actually, because I never got him. Wait, where's I? Yeah, 270. Make sure you shard all the E.G.Os. I got something new. Let's just do this first. I'm a very old man. No worries. Enjoy the event. 70, let's do 15. I guess then we'll need more. I guess we need more anyway if we want to uptie him. But let's do... So let's just get him now, and then... Okay. Let's dispense so you can see what I'm missing, actually. One day. Actually, I don't know how I've managed to dodge Rodeo all this time. One day. But I'm not super... I got Fell Bullet. One day I want Red Eyes Open. Actually want it more now. And Pursuance would be nice. Actually, they'd all be nice. Let's get you.
너도 그 놈을 잡으러 온 건가? 아니면 그저 이 몰락을 구경하려고 온 건가?
Finally, and then I'll grab you, probably. I don't think I will be pulling for the rest of the season, so I probably should grab you. Thankfully my pulls I did manage to get W Corp Otis, which I really wanted. But I guess we're gonna be working... Let's get everything ready. Sorry, Spice Bush. It is time. Why is Walpurgis event in winter? Cause the last one was April 30th, actually. So And we get them multiple times a year. So now it's time. Oh, I need to re-up. We're not gonna... Well, actually, we don't have... I was gonna say I have to re-up to Dimension Shredder again, but we're not gonna have any gluttony on this team. But I guess it's time to look at numbers and uptie stories. Let's do... I was not expecting penitence. What a cool combination though, wow. And I love the texture on the suit, you can see. I guess people might have been able to notice. I feel like I heard some people talking about it beforehand as well. I didn't notice. Abominable Corp headquarters. I guess we'll... Penitent... Oh, it's so cool. It's stage 1, based on value. So it goes up to 20... Well, of course it goes up to 20. It's charge. Hi, Smoky Meadows! And red eyes. I guess we'll uptie everything. You can't... It's... She's a little easier to parse than the other solemn events, who are ones I'm like, I need to get a feel for. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna really chew through thread by the end of this, because I have a bunch of people that need uptying.
이렇게 잘 길들여진 에고를 본 적이 있니? 이 눈 많은 무기는 남의 것 같지 않단 말이지.
Eat and sleep. Oh yeah, we need to look at her eat and sleep. So that's a really nice looking passive. So I didn't get a sense. Ryoshu's not somebody I really used for support passives. Except for... Oh, there's the music. And just... I'm gonna have a sip of tea while I just appreciate it. The interior of the containment unit is submerged in utter darkness, with not a hint of its walls or ceilings visible to the naked eye. Yet the child confidently strode through the tense, thick, swirling darkness that seemed to oppress the very air itself. The pencil pushers in fancy suits like to lecture us that instinct work will be most efficient against the Sonbut. Tossing them feed from a safe distance is not my style. They pulsate like feebly beating hearts. The white cocoons, each an approximate size of an adult human, hang low to the floor. The child's gaze rises, following the strand that the cocoons descended from, as red eyes light up the ceiling like a midnight forest shredding through the dark. Ah. Even this cursed instinct works so deeply rooted in your origins. Or even with this cursed instinct so deeply rooted in your origins, you managed to ascend this drab containment unit into a form of art. Within the shadowy containment unit lies an even darker place, trapped amidst the tightly woven cocoons. Entombed in the cell where only the sounds of one's own heartbeat, the skittering noise of tiny spiders, and the cold brushing of threads could be heard. Such tragic horror the deceased employees suffered, this painting of hell, was enough to sate the child's artistic interest. Yes, I've never seen art like this so up close in my life. Or maybe the ones I did see were not worth remembering. Oh, interesting. The swarm of baby spiders was already starting to climb up the child's leg. And after crawling to and fro between the child's arms and necks for a while, as though searching for something, they began digging into her flesh with their sharp teeth. However, the child did not wince or blink, even as the painful bites began slowly devouring her, and glared straight back at the ominous eyes observing her every move. I'll admit, this little installation was worth the view. But no more than that. As raw as this piece is, your instinct is far from beautiful or pure. With that, the child slowly raised her leg, Yoshu, no! A provocation. That she was about to crush the baby spiders, the entity's children, under her feet. One does not choose their birth parent, yet they are born with and saddled with the responsibility to live within their bounds. Unless you're merely a pathetic, fallen shell of a thing who can do nothing but grandstand, if you really consider these baby spiders your family. Shouldn't you be attacking me by now? Spiderbud and the child exchanged an unblinking glare. After a standoff that felt like an eternity, and only after the work was complete did she pull back her threatening feet. There wasn't an ounce of emotion in her eyes when she looked over the baby spiders. They seem used to tearing through skin and burrowing into raw flesh. You let them feast on my men often, Is that how a mother educates her children? There was no reply from the abnormality, just as she had expected. But the child seemed to have decided that it was an answer enough. Or perhaps the child decided that the fault of the parent was not of its children. She carefully pulled the baby spiders, who were still busily chomping away at her flesh, off her body, and placed them gently on the ground. I suppose my question was a waste of breath. Parents. Fools who can't even stand a moment not spent injecting their child with their own prejudices. When the child left, silence once again rushed into the dark containment chamber like water flowing into a void. It looks so miserable that I won't be surprised if you were to drop dead at any moment. Oh. The corridor was full of employees from teams other than the safety team that the child was a part of. The child seemed to have noticed something after a quick sweep of the hallway. She grabbed her 2 E.G.O weapons. The rookies are all huddled together. N-O-V. Is it? Not... Oh, Nuna Violet, Nuna Violet. This is no Night of Violet, by which you presume you're referring to a midnight that we must contend with. It is the noon. What I meant by NOV was... Are you hard of hearing? If it was indeed the noon of Violet you're referring to, then you would be correct. Your men are all gathered abreast one another. Captain? The other child's explanation was cut short by the sensation of something heavy tapping against his head. Well, of course. The child had raised her cross-shaped blunt weapon with a skull emblem on it. She whacking him. She giving him a white damage whack. Yes. And was lightly yet repeatedly smacking the coffin-carrying child's head. I am not panicked. It is merely that I did not gain the benefits of last night's rest on account of the shortness of my slumber. Thus, would you mind ceasing this continued drumming of my head with your penitence? Consider yourself lucky that it's not SH that's hitting your head, loon face. One could mistake this for mere workplace banter between 2 co-workers on an average day, but the Ricky employees were all shuddering with fearful anticipation. Clearly, something terrible was afoot. And not even a minute later, an eardrum-shattering alarm blared all across the building. We're a DOV in our hands, but this is the level of trumpets we're getting? Oh, did everyone get crushed? I would like to repeat myself that this is not an ordeal of midnight, Captain. I ask that you refer to it as the noon of... TNWIM. The night will... Please translate. At any case, I am suspicious. It is almost like the manager already knows what's coming. Got any guesses? I've none in particular. It may be as simple as mere competency. I've heard that the manager was as foresighted from the day he started. Metaphorically speaking, of course. How unhelpful. Where did all the pencil pushers go? The child looked around, realizing there weren't any clerks. Oh no! Oh dear. Indeed, there were none. Are we finally gonna get execution bullet lore? All were immediately executed on sight. Certain abnormalities are motivated to breach containment upon a certain amount of deaths, after all. What an uninteresting way to do art. Oh! Oh! Look at it! Everybody in the safety team. Training team needs reinforcement, so head over there, please. Try to stay focused, okay? Well, everything goes downhill soon anyway, so it's not like it'll matter in the grand scheme of things, but... That green tin can with a bearing pickled Amphiphallon's prattling again. We're missing 2 men. Are they getting high enough? Encephalon like that GTC. How did you know? Oh no! Not Tiffany! Not Tiffany! How did you know? Tiffany, a colleague of ours who recently moved here from the training team, is currently in an unresponsive state due to over-medication. NFW. The child drops her cigarette, her mouth briefly opening from exasperation. She stared at the group of safety team agents. Isn't it 4th match flame, not a cigarette? Before turning away and lighting a new one. What about the other agent? The bald one? It is most likely that they're handling the steel that has fallen within the safety team's premises. You'd be better off with them. Ignore what the GTC said. He's hopped up to top to bottom on E. Patently. That is the manager's wish as well. I'll be the reinforcement for the training team. After confirming the exhausted child's affirmative nod, she began rushing through the hallway at a breakneck speed. As soon as she had reached the training team area, however, she spoke as if she was answering someone. Enough crying and fussing. It wasn't like there were other employees following her. She wasn't talking to the 2 members of the training team who were already fighting off the entities either. There's a big plate of meal waiting just for you, can't you see? At those words, spoken with a grin, the terrible red eyes all opened wide and began tremoring like a roar. Oh, these footprints are... Lady Otis, forsooth! 'Tis the reinforcements from the safety team! It's Captain Otis, not Lady. You couldn't have come at a better time. I just fired my 6th shot. Is anyone else coming with you, Captain of the safety team? Listen, I'm talking to... The will to spill blood, for goodness. We don't need to hold ourselves back with such fancy restrictions just to see some blood, SF. Busy chatting with her ego, huh? Like her, some employees seem to resonate with certain egos. Then, for a chance we shall be availed the opportunity to see Lady Ryoshu's fabled eagle dual wielding? There's no time to sit here and gawk. Prepare yourselves. Moments before you take down the threat, the Clipot counters were ticked down with a flash of a bright violet light imbued the steel, just as the training team captain said, but before it even had the time to explode, the child leaped into the air, both of her egos raised high above her head. Moments of her muscles, not steeped in training, but in instinct. An ego-wielding technique, not bound by form. While she certainly pales in comparison, her smiles remind me of a certain someone. Oh. Yes, the one who shielded me then. She who spoke of the pain of the back streets. Now burst. The child perfectly wields both E.G.O weapons and effortlessly shatters the violet Colossus steel to pieces. Perhaps she is quite like her, at least in this regard. I'm gonna turn it... Is the volume okay? It was... When first trumpet came on, it was a little loud for me, so I can turn it down if you need. Oh, wow. Okay, do we have... Okay, good, we have shards. Then we'll look at these. Oh, but I love the idea that Bold is Awesome is in Skullbuster. That's so good. We'll take a look at the skills. I love the idea that Bold is Awesome is in their facility. And again, I love that they put this texture on the E.G.O suits. It's interesting. I feel like we're mostly... Most people sort of assume her sword is her daughter at this point. Some of the wording for some of those lines I thought could be... You could say she is the daughter. I haven't read Hellscreen, so I can't really make that reading yet, but I felt like some of those lines could be read a different way. Let's see, at 7+ red eyes, coin power +1. And hello everybody that's visiting. Hi Didenchi0, hi Scarlet Silver Eye, and hi Ariel. Thank you for dropping by. It's lovely to see you as well. Sorry, I don't try to read comments when I'm doing readings. But let's see, 3 penitents. There's a lot going on here. How much H? Oh, I have to level her up, of course. Then we'll look at HP. Red eyes bleed. Red eye. Some of red eyes and penitents 15 or higher. Coin power +1. 4 penitents, 3 red eyes, 2 bleed, so 6+ bleed. Coin power +1. Inflict 2 bleed. Not inflicting tons of bleed. Gain red eyes equal to bleed on target divided by 2, max 3 at 7 heads hit at 7+ red eyes. Gain 1 haste next turn. Skullbuster. If red eyes and penitents are both at 15+, activate serious Skullbuster instead. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's coin power +1, on use at max SP, clash power +2, and coin power +1. Wow. Coin power, getting a lot of coin power now. If this effect is activated, lose 15 SP and does penitence. I get shield. So heal 2 SP. Yeah, losing 15 is not bad at all. Gain 2 penitents, heal self and 1 ally with the lowest HP percentage by penitents divided by 2% of each unit's max HP. So at max, that's 10%. And then heal self and 1 ally with the least SP by penitents minus 10 SP. Oh! Okay, son, thank you! Thank you! Thank you. I really need to get an animation for that. I hope everybody enjoys the emotes. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Serious Skullbuster. Consume all red eyes and penitents on self. Coin power +1 for every 5 red eyes. Max 4. For coin power +4. Wow. Base power +1. Wow. Okay. This could go to +8. What is this at max? 9 +8. And then lose 15 SP and gain only ashes remain. There is baggage with the name of this. Only ashes remain. Inflict bleed equal to red eyes consumed minus 15. Yeah, max 5. Doesn't inflict that much bleed here. Deal 4% more damage for every red eyes and penitents consume, max 160. I need to see it in practice, but this could be really powerful. I mean, I think we all assume she'd be kind of a bruiser, but heal self and ally with the lowest HP percentage by penitence, percent of each unit's max HP, more healing, one additional ally, max 2 more allies by resonance, heal 2 more allies, not just residents, then bind and 2 attack power down next turn. Then just a counter, the gain stuff. E.G.O assimilation when gaining charge count, we know this. Oh. We need lust and gloom. I mean, it makes sense, but when hitting an enemy with a coin that gains red eyes, deal red eyes more damage. Faster speed, bleed, more penitent stuff. Okay, I was assuming this was going to be res. Combat start, 1 ally with the lowest HP, heals 3 HP, 3 SP. This is a really nice passive. Let's get some levels. It will do. Like that. She does some of it, everything. I was really wondering beforehand, what are you gonna do with turning red eyes into an entire E.G.O that's not just more bind? And I was kind of hoping it was bleed, but she does so much. And I love the idea of her being safety captain. Okay, that's you. Let's get your up ties.
과분한 선물을 등에 졌어. 갈 곳 잃은 영혼들은 두 손에 꽉 쥐었어. 이제 우리는 어디로 나아가야 하겠어?
Nay, I have rested well enough. Oft I am summoned for work, yet I despise it not. Thus there's no need for you to worry. I love... Oh look! Little icon. I like that this kind of implies that E.G.O has poor fortitude. An invisible bell resounds too. 2 pleasant high-pitched rings. The only sounds within the containment unit are the child's voice and the bell. You worry that I may be overstraining myself? Perhaps I would say that, were the current workload much worse than usual. Yet it is as burdensome as it always has been, less familiar, which in turn makes it rather passable. The child replies as though he is engaged in a mutual conversation with something. It is likely that the abnormality, with the head of a butterfly, is directly transmitting its voice to this agent. In fact, I find this dialogue, rather pleasant. Conversation with you seems to broaden my perspective on things. The abnormality chatting with the child is a rather difficult entity to manage. T-01-68, also known as Funeral of the Dead Butterflies. This abnormality is rather choosy about which employees gets to manage it. Indeed. Those with an unjust heart find nothing but a waste of time conversing with it. And those that are rash of heart will quickly find themselves exhausted. That is what makes this child a most fitting employee to manage this abnormality. He has an appropriate amount of both a sense of justice and patience, yet despite the fact that he is suppressing the abnormality's impulses, he does it through a gentle method of engaging in mutual dialogue, not by force. The abnormality is probably intelligent enough to recognize that it is an attempt to manage it, but it does not allow it to bother him. Whichever was the case, it was rare to find an agent whose mind does not immediately crumble upon conversing with it. A dull sound of a bell echoes once. I was merely watching the butterfly resting upon the back of your hand. They are those with no place to return, thus are bound to rest upon you. Is that correct? Instead of a bell, a large butterfly atop the abnormality's head slowly flutters its wings. A behavior equivalent to a nod, perhaps. Should you perish, will the butterflies flutter away again? As one sits, only to rise again. There's no easy way to comprehend what this child is saying. It is rather difficult to understand what he means. He should know that death is not a concept applicable to the abnormalities. But the clear, almost refreshing sound of the bell conveyed that this work session yielded a positive result. The abnormality quite enjoyed that response. Probably. Then I shall take my leave. Until next time. Farewell. With that, the child exited the containment unit. He stands there for a moment, gladly enjoying that brief moment of respite. Still trapped in a daydream. Captain Ryoshu. Only to be awoken from his ruminations by the child with a cigarette in her mouth, captain of the safety team. Treating abnormalities like they're people will only complicate things. Is like Gibura. Don't make me S-I-T. Say it twice. I am only giving it the impression of it. As you are well aware, this abnormality is... At least try to hide your grin. You don't have time for this. Warning. Dawn of Violet warning. First warning trumpet activated. All suppression units in each department. An ordeal descends. Yes, it does. You're coming with me. I don't suppose there is any need for that. The child wields the guns imbued with butterflies and stands back to back with the captain. Things aren't going according to plan. What, pray tell, does in this company? Stay here and hold the line. If you survive, but every single containment... If you survive, but every single containment unit of this department falls, I'll kill you myself. Got that? That is a manner of death I would very much prefer to avoid. Ding! The child mutters with an exasperated frown, while the butterfly bullets continue to blast from his gun. He had grown into a very skilled employee over his time here, enough so that he could exchange a few banters with his colleagues as he engaged in combat. Will you not assist, Captain? I'm heading to visit the information team to pick up the bullets they moved from the middle layer. Ah. The bullets. Oh, okay, I see. The bullets, I see. The bullets must be the shield-type bullets the manager and the Sephiroth fire to protect us, then. I prefer the bullet that bursts everything it touches. Isn't there true beauty in a blast? Isn't there true beauty in blasting an annoying coworker's head apart? But I suppose the useful ones get to live. The control team captain ordered her men to move the bullet stock from the middle to the upper layer for some information training purposes, she says. Is it Captain Faust of whom you speak? Then the training cannot have been her purpose. Only an excuse to ensure we have access to the bullets. As that level of preparation appears rather unnecessary for Ordeals of Dawn, patently, calamity of greater magnitude is nigh to unfold. It'll be a waste to use the bursting bullet on someone useful like you. I heard tell that the Sephiroth in charge of Captain Faust's department maintains quite the dangerously high standards for his subordinates. Testing, testing. Can you hear me, upper layer employees? I'll be in charge of the operations for this ordeal, so please follow my directions. She can try to come up with something airtight, but she's not smart enough for that. The captain must have prepared those countermeasures for such emergencies. Oh no! the more complicated structure of a thing is, the greater the room for it, the greater the room it is for holes to go unnoticed. And I mean all of you, training team, information team, and safety team. I know that our employees can handle this. Suppose she's not lying, considering that an employee who can't handle it is no employee at all in her eyes. With that, the captain spun around and disappeared into the other sides of the hallway. Left alone, the Chow turns and the muzzles of his handguns toward the violet creatures. Roots of understanding. Have you not lost your ways? He carries out his duty, fighting butterflies as lost as his foes. I mourn you. Bloom, and be the path for one another to follow. In solemn silence. If we actually get the names, I want to call back to Bong Bong Apple when we get Amber Dawn. Okay, one more. Okay, then we'll look. Containment is so cool. I feel, oh, look at all the butterfly particles. I feel very boring saying, like, funeral is one of my favorite abnormalities, but it's so cool. I do feel like I have boring taste when, like, if they give me one of the really popular ones, and like Dirt Fry Shoot, Psalm Lament, they're just so cool. Night of Despair is my favorite, but they're all just so cool. Celebration for the Departed. Hey, at 10 plus the living and the departed, I need to get used to this. Max it out at 20, consumed. Oh, nice that they put living parentheses potency. Whether the living or the departed is random. Unique ammo. The sum of potency and count maxes out at 10. Yeah, we saw like 10-10 in the screenshot, but I guess that means we can get like 15 and 5, for instance. If the sum of the targets sinking and both butterfly, and we can see, wow. Potency and count is also living in the departed. When hit, the attacker heals the living, divided by 4 SP, min 1 rounded down. When hit, if this unit's SP is at less than 0, take sinking potency divided by 5 gloom damage for every value of the departed. Max gloom damage 30. I mean, that can be like 30 every turn. I mean, every hit, every coin, I assume. Rounded down, deals half damage to targets without SP, so 15. Turn end, reset the departed of this effect to 0. Gain sinking equal to living, convert the living to departed. No external effects can raise the amount of butterfly inflicted, etc., etc. And just in like sinking count, I'm really gonna. It's the fact that like the ammo is the living and the departed, and butterfly is living and departed makes it a little harder to parse, I think. Solemn Lament for the living. Also, just Solemn Lament is a great phrase. So Resonance, max 6. It's Gloom. If said resonance was absolute resonance, gain the living max 12. If said resonance was 4 plus absolute resonance, reload. Consume 30 minus the living plus the departed divided by 2 SP. Reset both the living and the departed. Key max values. Hi JH! Can't parse the skills that easily anymore. I have to go into the yeah, exactly. A lot. Now I just see when you get the previews. I mean, I've always been like, I need to play with them first. Heathcliff! Wild Hunt Heathcliff, honestly, is not that complex when you're actually playing with them. But I can't very well estimate damage, for instance, when there's just so many factors going on. Goodbye now, a sorrow in you. There's... which is... you saw him backwards. There was... in the trailer, he had... what does he say? Yield into solemnity... yield into solemnity... ugh. Yield into solemnity. Now I'll grieve. I really like that one as well. Base power +1 for every 5 value. Coin power max 4. I don't think... can you imagine getting like base power and coin power at the beginning of the game? Consume 6. Consume 1, consume 6, consume all. Inflict gluten damage to all butterfly on target, all... okay. We can reload on defense and gain shield. Begin counters with 10 when consuming. Select randomly between potency and departed. When inflicting butterfly, inflict the same. If this unit consumed X living, inflict X living. If this unit consumed Y departed, inflict Y departed. They're reading X's and Y's in here now too. I really just have to play with this. I mean, I like that the kits are more complex, but I think it does make them more fun as long as you don't go overboard. It's hard to get a sense of even knowing how to play them from just this. Fire I Shall Fire, which is apparently from one of his poems. After attack, if this unit killed the target with its skill, reload. Gains living departed, gains haste, support. Hand of Salvation, 6 owned. When an ally hits with a skill, consume 2 sinking on the target to inflict them with 1 butterfly. Okay. Now, oh wait, I have to level. I think you deserve one of these for my collection. There you go. Gregor. I'm gonna have to get thread for you. Maybe.
그래. 칼날을 한번 갈아줄 때도 됐지.
I'm just gonna skip this because I've already seen it, and I presume many have as well. Oh, there's the roach. How many tickets? And now everybody's gonna need... I think I'll borrow an Otis for now. Everybody's gonna need leveling up when the next Kanto comes. Now, what do you actually get? Maybe we'll leave you for a moment. See if I actually need you for the easy part of the event. And now... oh yeah, E.G.O. Solemn Lament. Let's at least get you to 3. See how much of an upgrade for 4. 8 plus 2. So what is it? Just plus 1 from this? Okay. That goes up to plus 2. When inflicting butterfly, well, we'll just have to see. Heal, number of coin, 3 hits times SP, so this gives you the healing. On hit, if the target has under 50% HP, inflict gloom damage equal to all butterfly values on target. And then, is that completely new, or... okay. That's what you get, the corrosion, basically. Oh, and it starts at attack weight 3, okay. Okay, we'll leave that at 3 for now as well. I'm gonna try a sinking team. I'll go into the event with the sinking team. And then we'll see. And probably borrow Otis. Singing team plus Ryoshi. Oh, I love the UI. Even the noises. Wait, suppression. Oh, grant us love. We get a oh, there it is. Training team. Oh, but it's nice we do get some stuff. I still feel like the amount you chew through things. When the next Kanto comes out, everyone's probably gonna be leveled up to 50, I guess. Hey, cool side, welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just doing the Uptie stories, and now we are going to... Oh... Use it all if you get new stuff, exactly. I tend to save stuff until... Do we start the story if we just go in here? Or is there like... Oh yeah, here, we'll go in through here. And then I don't know. I'm really enjoying the sinking team, and then it will depend on... Because we'll definitely want to use like a team with Dawn on it in the next Kanto, obviously. But I don't know which team I'd want to use. I mean, Charge is probably solid. Tremor's fine. Rupture, Option, Envy Res, Pride. Rupture team with Meat Lantern. Rupture, I think my levels are a bit... Nobody's... And they're fine. Meat Lantern would be the one of all the IDs. It's probably Meat Lantern or W Corp. Probably the ones I'd want to use the most, but... Alternatively, if this Vi unit is done, that's why I'm hoping it's her. Cause like, I started... Oh, the P is up here now. We're in P Corp. I want to see the background. You can kind of see it. I really hope she's the Vi unit, and then maybe Ishmael's the beginning of the next season's units, because I want like Vampire Hunter or Blood Fiend Hunter, Ishmael. But I feel like there's a chance for this Vi unit to be Ishmael because she's gone so long, and also Dawn doesn't have a sinking ID yet. And the Zavai is meant to also get the portrait E.G.O, and I feel like that's slightly more Ishmael, who has a bunch of sinking ideas. Not a whole bunch, but... Oh, 5. Any hopes for who gets the Viat unit? Don't we know that it's Rhodia?
관리인가 아니면 애도인가?
Maybe.
관리인가?
I don't know what this one does yet.
다들 연장 챙기죠.
이 소리는 폭풍인가?
I hope I like the gameplay of the Deviat, because I love their design. They might become one of my favorite associations. I hope I like, because the 7 is my favorite association, but I wish their sort of mechanics were a little bit more interesting than they became sort of the Rupture association. I like them to be like a bit more versatile.
와일드 헌트야.
Okay, here we go. Alright, I did as you asked, Faust. This is so... It's always interesting. I wonder if they're gonna explain why we're hanging out now that we just got to P Corp, although it seems we just hang out all the time. And it's so purple. I looked up toward Faust, away from the PDA in my hands, as it rattled and fixed the identity cards into each slot. And today's the 4th Walpurgis night. The location? It's that same Lobotomy Corp headquarters of the past we visited. Its point in time and the branch of possibility uncertain. Thank you. Please proceed with the slotted identities to suppress the imminent ordeal. I've slotted in the Lobotomy Corp identities I pulled during the previous Walpurgis night. House probably wants to study the correlation between Walpurgis night itself and the identities that can be pulled up only during each Walpurgis night. Well, it ain't much of my business what identity we're supposed to wear, but we don't even have one. Can you at least bother telling us where we are? I swear, it's always you two who... Yeah, I agree. We don't know what to do if you keep the important stuff just between the two of you, right? Yeah, what he said. I was trying to find a way to avoid sounding irritated. Thank you, Heath. You have a way of mincing words, don't you? Thanks, lad. I guess. F you. Functionality upgrade? Come on, don't talk about me like a machine or something. Oh. Faust cleared her throat in an attempt to clear the air and stem the conversation from going on a tangent. We are at the Information Team Department of the former L-Corp headquarters. Information Team? Well, I do recall that the place we had visited was called the Control Team Department. Maybe they add a new department with every Walpurgis night? The Training Team and the Safety Team, both adjacent to this department, are currently accessible. Therefore, your assessment is untrue. However, it is possible that there is a reason the first place the door connected to was this location. Perhaps further analyses may yield more concrete information. She's trying to take a more active role in learning things for herself. It seems that the events at the warp train rattled her more than I'd thought. She's probably concerned that similar loss of connection to that repository of Faust knowledge may occur again. This place is pretty barren, huh? The more I look around, the more I just see purple. You got that right. Can't chalk it up to just being a corporate office, if you ask me. Doesn't seem like a great workplace environment at all. Because it's purple? A good commander decorates their subordinates' living spaces with their morale in mind, even if it means going against their own tastes. Whoever heads this department must be somewhat quite unfit to lead. I bet they're not the only one who's unfit to lead. Ishmael, who is rummaging through a pile of miscellaneous items, muttered from a distance as Otis mused at the ceiling. She's the only one that's willing to call out Otis. I found some employee doodles and scribbles back here. Well, I suppose the department leads were called Sephira. They're saying something about how their Sephira is... Ooh, now that's some spicy profanity. I will read them. Merceau, you don't have to read the insults and profanities. Understood. In that case, I'll instead peruse the document first and produce a comprehensive summary. Sometime later. That is all. Okay, so first of all, thanks for skipping past all the profanities, but... Wow, that made me feel bad. I've got nothing to do with this place. It's not uncommon to see department leads shouting and butting heads, but... Perhaps a physical altercation would have been preferable to letting such bitter animosity fester like this. It was clear to us that the Sephiroth did not share a very healthy work relationship with one another. It gets better. Not to mention that not many employees really put their faith in their Sephiroth. Hey, this Sephira they call Malkut. She must have been the Sephira of the control team department where we fought the Ordeal last time. I can tell from the way she talks that she treats her employees like parts of a machine, driving them to their deaths, replacing them when they inevitably crumble. I guess a wing is a wing after all. Yeah. Look, here's a conversation log with Hod, the Sephira of the training team. Looks like she's started off pretty rough, managed to avoid making things hostile in the office. From the sounds of it, she really cares for her employees. Oh well, that's a whole another type of annoying. That's a whole another type of annoying, though, you know? Annoying thing? Annoying thought, you know? Then, her heart would never have rested easy as long as she was here. The grievances of the employees would have reached her ears nonetheless. She may have given herself doses of painkiller she hid under the label of altruism, that she truly cared for them despite it all. And this Yesod must have been... Oh, I want to know what they say about Netzach. This Yesod must have been, I see, the Sephira of the information department here. Clearly a stickler for the rules. Viper, he was called. Perchance he had an unsavory habit of sinking his teeth into his employees? It's only a figure of speech. It does seem like the irritating type. But he would have served as a decent strategist. This appears to be a meticulous record of the work schedules. According to that digital calendar, the upcoming schedule is... Oh. Fast approaching. There's no time to share the details regarding the ordeal. I suppose we could have checked... We should have checked the documents first. Oh... Are we in the hall? Okay, I forgot. I guess they only give us 5. I thought if it was a chain battle, it would be like the perfect opportunity to crush everybody. If we're doing Nuna Violets, but we're not chain battling. A heavy thump of lights follows Otis's deep sigh. The lobby light suddenly changed and the floor began to tremble. Well, can't say I'm surprised. We knew that an ordeal was coming after all. Still, I wish we'd have some prior knowledge of our enemies this time. Oh, do I still have it? Oh! Yeah! One of the names of wings is that creature. Vermin is it? 'Tis so far, yet appeareth so grand in size. Naturally, we whipped around to look at Don Quixote, who then directed our attention towards something writhing in the distance. A thing of bizarre shape, crawling and squirming. If they've appeared in the safety team's corridors as well, then... There's more! Faust, anything you can tell us about them before they start rushing us? Ugh. I shouted, watching with horror at the curiously violet grub-like creatures slowly spawned in the hallway from thin air. I don't want to see HD Crimson Noon. I really don't. Crimson Dusk would be funny though. Even though she probably didn't have much to tell me about them anyway. They will not rush us. There are reports that these entities are rather slow. In fact, they're an ordeal of violet. Time, dawn. If they are indeed violet, then it is unlikely that we will have much time to discuss this further. We must immediately engage them, starting from the safety team hallway. A similar situation is very likely imminent in the information team and training team hallways. Huh? So what, we've got to crush them like there's a timer or something? That would be an apt attitude, yes. The entities will soon be manifesting in every department if we fail to quickly clear the zone and seek to destroy them in other departments. If we don't, then we may come face to face with a kind of pandemonium we would rather not have the displeasure of experiencing. Every Clythought counter in each department will immediately drop to 0. And thus the abnormalities contained within shall be released. Oh bollocks. Come on, we just got off that bloody warp train. I think we'd have enough of the of the wing shenanigans to deal with by now. Yeah. Zip it and grab your weapon. I'm going in. I guess they can't... I guess being crushed by noon wouldn't make for a very good, like, repeated fight, but... Oh, it's so good. Oh, look! Makes you so happy. Okay, lose one, imminent decay. Let's see what we have. Actually, what does training team captain? Oh, does training team captain give you? Skill slot +1. Modify. Gain 1 use of skill 3, but lose 1 use of skill 1. Okay. Heal 15 SP. Increase the amount of burn, bleed, rupture, sinking, or tremor inflicted by 1. Include unique status effects. Increase the amount of poise or charge, including unique charge, gained by 1. Okay. Poise or charge. On kill, gain +2 ego resources to the affinity of the skill that defeated the enemy. Gain +1 ego resource to the rest of the affinities. On observation logs. Okay, we have understanding. If target has 10 - SP, clash power +1, gain 1 understanding, deal +5 more damage per stack, take +5% more damage per stack, inflict mental fracture, SP loss efficiency +1 per stack, max 5, expire when it reaches 5 stack, and take 10 SP damage, lose 1 stack per turn. Expire, okay. Salvation, oh, attack weight. Oh yeah, I can see. If target has -10 SP, clash power +1, understanding, envy, fragility. I want some of that. Passives. This unit self-terminates after a certain number of turns pass. Black damage. When this unit deals damage, it also deals 1 to 3 SP damage. We have black damage. Okay, so you're the main, and then no idea what you're weak to, but assuming. Let me just double check.
애도에 잡담이 끼어드는 것은 좋지 않소.
Neutral, struggling. Do you have anything? I want to build. I want to build everyone up a little bit. Let's just find out what you're all weak to. Better to.
이 눈들을 너무
Okay,
오래 보고
envy. It's
있지만
envy, gloom, then lust.
구해주지 않을 테니.
So don't want to use that quite yet unless we need to. Make sure that that's going down. And then, because I actually have not used Gregor very much. Okay, you're the same basically. Okay. Off we go.
대가리 딱 떼고.
Off to a great start. Hi Boomer, hope everyone's enjoying Walpurgis. I am. I certainly am. I'm gonna turn it down a tiny bit.
Up.
Actually, I should have checked. What?
내가 남길 말이 있나?
Okay, so making sure we can fuel that. Only these coming up. I would like to build you up a little bit more. Do we know what you're weak to? They're just, oh, it's not even question mark. Okay. Now what's your defensing? Definitely want you winning your thing, your clashes. Start building things that's struggling. Maybe it's for the best to go in already.
送りねのこいったら
Yeah. Unfortunately, Gregor doesn't have many. Oh, we're already so high. Right, of course she's team captain. Come on. I think you're, 'cause I haven't used it much. His portrait heals SP, doesn't it? There off he goes. Okay. Heal 12, okay. So that could be used. I do like this Gregor though, I need to, yeah. Salvation. Okay, your turn. Actually, maybe... You don't have much, but unopposed, and what's that? Decay, unclashable, after attack dies, oops. Okay, definitely get rid of you. Okay, now we know blunt. Pierce blunt, okay. Pretty much everything. At 2. Please win a clash. Let's hope that gets rid of you. Yeah, Gregor is probably in the worst. I mean, he has... Oh, the aura looks cool. I was one of the people that thought... Oh, and look at the icon. I was one of the people that thought this was, what's it called? Life for a Daredevil aura. I mean, I knew the colors weren't quite right, but... 2020? That's actually the E.G.O suit I was expecting her to have. Okay, let's see this go. Okay, let's see what this does. 34. Okay. Didn't even get to see anything. Okay, winning a clash. Oh! Yeah, so Gregor's kind of most in need. Because he doesn't have like one super amazing ID. So I'll just make sure you go down. But should be fine. Wave 1 of 3. Okay, finally you're getting a skill. We can save that though. Let's save that. Hoping it's a pretty ID. Okay. Imminent decay. Okay, I want to try out. I don't need all your skill 3s. We should use this because we have it. Okay, you're at 2, so... Oh right, it's body, that's why I was missing it. Observation log. Do we think they'll be reusing Sinners for later Walpurgis team? Something I wondered as we're going through Sinners fast for upper layers, and I expect someone like E.G.O to be disciplinary. I assume so, because of course you do move your own Sinners to different teams. Like, I can imagine Dawn getting, like, upgraded to Central Command... a Central Command Captain, for instance. But yeah, like, I was expecting Isan to be, like, information, for instance, information, or records. I was not expecting Otis to be training, although I think she suits it very well. Or it could just be an entirely different mirror world. I'm wondering if for the next one... I feel like don't have much of a pattern, but kind of feels like they want to do Ruina to Lobcorp to Ruina to Lobcorp. I feel a bit bad that I'm actually kind of more excited to see our Sinners get Lobcorp. Oh, maybe we'll get crushed when we get to this turn. I kind of want to see more Lobcorp IDs over the other ones, which I feel a bit bad about. Oh, no worries, Kikyo. No worries, no worries. I'm glad it's back. And oh yeah, they said Distortion Detective too. Yeah, that was in one of the trailers. Ezra. Let's build up. This is Clash Power plus Sinking. Yeah, we want to build up. Maybe it's time for... Actually, you do this. Save that for a moment. I want to build up Sinking. Hi JT, congrats, congrats.
대가리 딱 빼고.
Hi Blackmore. Oh, it's so cool. Thank you. Okay, nice kill. He's so good. Now we can use this. We can go another turn, just building these up. Actually, let's throw this out. Let's see what happens. Favorite, okay. Please roll heads at 45. Okay, might not even need that. Oh, I wanted to see it more. Okay, the question is, do we get crushed? Ryoshu. You're all gonna... We have a finisher. Okay. Greg, you do this. And everyone, let's just... Who's the first one going to? You. You get that. You're getting those two. You go here. Sure.
대가리 딱 빼고. 지금이다. 해골바가지 거미 대가리. 차! 하! 으타! 먹어 치워라.
Okay, Greg. See what you got.
하얗고 슬픈 아이들. 그죠. 해를 피웠어.
Oh, look at those coins. I didn't even see. It was hard to tell what those were. And one left. Oh, still more. Okay.
나아가 주게. 잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
Root of understanding. Oh, here. Oh.
그 사람을 볼 수 있는 건가?
Bless. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all I was ever asking for. Thank you. They did this for us. They did it for me. Time to restart the day. No, there's still some sacrifices to be made. We can still get some more information. I mean, what was this? Information team. Hold on, I'm trying to open my drink. Sometime later. I also like because it was Ishmael running in first, so she would have been the one to get crushed. Ew, that's a relief. At least it wasn't indestructible. Oh. HD Lobcorp. A rubble of broken stones lay about the exhausted sinner's feet. But that didn't last long. I see. It fades away to naught. Yes, while the entity took form of a stone stele, an object commonly composed of inorganic matter, it is likely that its existence itself is perceived as a religious artifact in certain indeterminate locales. True. That giant object did suddenly appear out of thin air before dropping right in front of us. The stele, which had once threatened the sinners with its tentacles, soon disappeared from our sight like it never existed. If Faust hadn't pushed me into the hallway just in time, I'd have been... Dante. Yeah. Would have all died forever if that thing had crushed me too. We were not crushed by the steel, to be exact. The real issue was the shockwave that came after the crash. I thought I slipped away in time, but I had no idea the shockwave would be so deadly. We're going to have to find a way to deal with that shockwave somehow, or it'll be too risky to continue with our Walpurgis Knight's expedition. I'm not saying that I'm scared of the pain I have to go through when reviving the sinners, which really, really hurts, of course, especially when it's 12-fold, but I'm not sure if I want to ask them to repeatedly run a mission that's guaranteed to kill them in the end. Haven't learned the power of elevators yet. Moreover, we don't even know if whatever we find here will be worth all the trouble. According to the information given, it is said that the ordeals cannot occur in immediate succession. They can't occur right after one another? What, did the giant piece of rock have nothing to do with an ordeal then? Yes, it was indeed an ordeal of Violet. However, this was the noon of Violet. Ordeals of the noon are a degree higher than the ordeals of the dawn, which we already have experience with. Faust's brows were frowning at a nigh imperceptible angle. She was sighing even as she relayed that information to us, clearly perturbed by something. I suddenly recalled what Faust speculated back at the warp train, that the Gesellschaft may have made a purposeful omission. You think this is the Gesellschaft withholding information from you again? There is no evidence to say for certain. They did not withhold the information regarding the ordeal of noon. Thus, a more likely explanation is that this was merely a manifestation of a rare possibility. Yet, your suggestion does concern me. If it was indeed a manifestation of a rare possibility, then we must seek for clues in this Walpurgis night that may point us to an explanation. So, should we explore further? But... Hello everyone, can you hear me? A loud buzz, crackle, and an unfamiliar voice broke through the awkward silence we were meandering in. Blimey, who said that? Ooh, I hearken unto thee. Oh, I guess I can't hear your answers anyway. Ignore what I just said. Hello, this is Hod from the training team speaking. It appears that the Sephra Hod, whose name we first learned of in its earlier document, is the one speaking to us. This is her voice, huh? Gotta say, this is kind of what we were all expecting her to sound, right? We are all investigating how and why an ordeal of noon occurred immediately after the dawn. I understand that an unfamiliar situation like this may cause a sense of alarm and anxiety, but there's nothing to worry about as long as you remember the instructions under the exception number 40-AA measure, which I made sure to mention in every training session. Exception number 40-AA? Just how many exceptions did she come up with? She must be a leader with a very hands-on approach to team management. Commanders who are overprotective of their personnel often make such mistakes. Guys, I don't think it's time to share our first impressions. We don't know what measure she's talking about. At this rate, we'll get... Oh. There was a dull thwick just as Sinclair began to air his concerns. Did I just get shot? You there at the lobby. You've been dozing off during our drills, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I explained that in outlier cases like this, we'll be firing physical intervention shield bullets we share with the middle layer. So why are you acting all surprised like you've never been shot before? Shield bullets? Oh, that bullet does look kind of familiar, actually. We carefully approached Sinclair to take a closer look at where the projectile hit him. I'm on mute, sorry. It never really bothered me. I wonder if we actually will get the answer to where people shot with execution bullets go, because I know people were really wondering about that. Oh, the PM Twitter account shared their player count. Is this more than Philip? So I wondered what would Philip Clare, but Philip himself, he has incredible meme potential. So I felt like he was an incredible choice. I don't know if people can beat Philip. Just for the memes. We carefully approached Sinclair to take a closer look at where the projectile hit him. Oh hey, I recognize this. This looks just like the decay ampule. That almost melted me into a puddle back at K-Corp. Ugh, I'm getting unpleasant goosebumps just thinking about it. You're a totally badass though, is she? Jumping right in front of Dante, taking bullets for them and everything. It was a good moment. Then she went and hurled a bloody harpoon into Clockhead's shoulder herself only a few months later. She didn't mean it! Like a good circular narrative structure. Okay. You guys. It is not a K-Corp ampule. While it's true that K-Corp's technology was used to regenerate its employees, a Bay Area field like this fundamentally differs from the type of technology used by K-Corp. It is said that the Lobotomy Corporation maintained collaborative relationships with other wings, including K-Corp. Through the said collaborations, they obtained bullets and ampules of diverse functionalities useful for the workings of this company. It appears that this shield bullet is a result of one such partnership. Wait, then this bullet will... It is said that this bullet can partially negate physical damage, which is also known as red damage in Lobotomy Corporation terminology. It will likely shield us from the shockwave created by the steel as well. We'll have a counseling session later about your lack of focus during training. For now, please try to suppress this ordeal of noon as soon as possible. I'll give everyone a physical intervention shield. Let's try to take care of this ordeal with as few casualties as possible. Dante, let us... Oh right, let's get a move on and deal with the other steals as well. Indeed. It would be preferable if we returned after confirming the destruction of the steels in other areas as well. We'll have to visit Lobotomy Corporation headquarters of different possibilities as well. We'll make use of these Sephra and the shield as soon as we are able then. Good idea. Thanks to the unexpected support from the Sephra, we were able to explore further through the Walpurgis night. All those trainings were for their own good. Is that so hard to understand? It was just that. I couldn't help but think back to Hod's last few utterances that managed to slip through the static. It made me wonder what really went down here at the headquarters of Lobotomy Corporation.
착각하지 마라. 해파, 겉에. 내 놈들 덕분에 내가 강해진 게 아니다. 내가 강하기에 내 놈들을 휘두르는 거지.
What did we get? Complete suppression 7 turns. Thread tickets, please. I think we did have some deaths right at the end. Just also a collect all button would be nice at some point. Okay, so we have in 7 turns and dealing unique damage 8 times to a single enemy. Okay. I think we can do that. This is 12 turns. Captain. Wait, suppression without any ally deaths. 2+ enemies in a single turn. Okay. Let's try out hard. There we go, deploy back. Are we gonna get squashed? Well, just in case.
불청객을 맞이할 시간인가 보군요.
부르신다면
출발!
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
Sure,
흔들어 보죠.
let's see what happens.
이게 옳은 선택일까?
관리자님, 헬리포드 폭주 게이지가 증가하고 있어요. 이대로면 곧 시련이 올 거예요.
There she is. I love Hod. Actually, I don't know if I could pick a favorite of them. I like Hod. I like Hawkma. I like Netzach, but everybody does. Tiferet really grew on me in Ruina. I'm just finishing my tea. And a drink. Tiferet has the best glow up, yeah. She is my favorite librarian story. I really love the sort of conversation she has with Roland. Let's all just... Can you beat any of these? Not from the beginning. Let's just try 5 to 13. Have you do the 5 to 10. How are you doing with your counter? I might just try... I just want to see what's coming up in the next skill. Okay, this one's 242. Actually, maybe you... Blunt... Yeah, you... Okay.
고작 터뜨려주지.
Hi, Jack of Hearts, welcome! Good start. Well, Ryoshu will handle it. Here's the captain. I don't know if I'd call this a good start. It was sarcasm.
요즘 고민거리는 없어?
Oh.
혹시라도 일하는데 힘든 점이 있다면 언제든지 나와 상담해줘.
Better to... You all... How did that build up a bit? Okay, maybe we'll... Do you have any... We'll do this then counter. Okay.
겁날 내게 바쳐주지.
Yeah, those stagger thresholds are pretty low. I mean, pretty far down.
방금 공격. 다음에 다른 개체에게도 다시 해봐.
We cannot win clashes.
남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라.
I wonder what they'll do for the next one, because as I was saying, I think they've been going for like Ruina. Lobcorp Ruina. Lobcorp Ruina, for instance.
제압하는데 성공했어요. 이걸로 많은 피해를 예방할 수 있을 거예요.
2020. We'll save that for next turn, I think. And I don't know who's as exciting. I don't think anybody's as exciting as Philip, like early Ruina. Okay, you need SP. Oh, there's the coffin. We'll do one more turn and then wait for the coffin. Okay.
고작 터뜨려주지.
I guess the Love Town is dead, right? I guess the musicians.
기적해 찾아서.
Yeah, I don't see I don't even know how well Love Town would work. Yay!
보세요, 관리자님.
Can you do that and then oh, and maybe you'll get the kill. I feel like the next most exciting group would be the index proselytes, because I mean up until it takes until like starve the city really. For I think like the really exciting characters to happen. I mean, I think would like get people really excited, like Philip. Okay, no kill. Okay, we'll get. What is time? Do your unique counters. Super IDs could be funny. Hi, EJ, Ganapala, welcome, welcome. You just destroy that, just in case it doesn't go down. Okay. No, we don't. We want that to actually counter. Okay. Did I get all the new? I did. I did. I guess I didn't get the Salvador, the Dawn Office. announcers, but
지금이다.
I'm okay.
개골바가지 거미 대가리.
Oh yeah, She Association. Of course, Eugene.
뷰팀의 직원다운 완벽한 공격이었어. 조금만 더 힘내자. 이제 정말 개체의 제압까지 얼마 남지 않았어.
Where are you for amp? 315. Let's hold on to that again for a moment. 79, you do that one. Smoke Eyes. I guess it'd be, I can't imagine. I mean, if we do get some form of smoke, it would be so far from what smoke actually was in Ruina.
겁나. 내게 바쳐주지.
Okay, now we have a 0 on those. Yeah, I have no idea how an index, unique poison. Okay, here that comes.
다들 역경을 이겨내고 유능한
You'll
직원이
just
되었어요.
destroy that, then everything else.
이번엔 도움이 됐을까요?
Actually, that would be, that's just gonna be regular Skullbuster, so you do that one. And I think that should take care of you. We'll hold off. Everyone else go in here. Well, anti-resonance would be interesting. Because before, like, they had the effect where you had to match what the passive was saying. It was that. Unless there's totally new sort of skill deck mechanics for Singleton. But I like the idea of anti-resonance.
겁나를 내게 바쳐주지.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리.
26. Okay.
관리자님, 클리포드 폭주 게이지가 한 칸 남았어요. 곧 자색 정월 시간이 올
Oh,
거예요.
no, I'm excited. Custom. I assume that's a custom message, not just for this event. I want to know if we're gonna get crushed. Well, might as well get some fun stuff. Might as well get these skills in if it actually happens.
대가리 딱 떼고.
And then,
여기가
before I was predicting Greg would get his E.G.O from Floor of Art, because then afterwards would be, you know, due for something from Floor of Natural Sciences, and it's Dawn's Canto, you know.
보세요,
오.
관리자님. 다들 역경을 이겨내고 유능한 직원이 되었어요.
Okay.
이번엔 도움이 됐을까요?
Everybody. Everybody needs to help out here. 68. That should kill. You're fine for another turn. We just need to make sure. Okay, just making sure you also go down, but I think we're fine.
고자 터뜨려주지.
편히 쉬시게.
Oh, nice.
잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
Okay. We got 1 coin.
지금이다. 해골박을 거미. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 해.
Okay, do we get to fight? Oh! We return to the training team hallways again. According to the work education manual, we're going to need the physical intervention shield to survive the Nuna Violet shockwave. We stood huddled together in the hallway, remembering what Hod, the Sepher of the training team, told us. It wasn't long before the same bullets from earlier struck us. Red bullets began to— oh, there's the huddle technique. Should be in the elevator, though. Red barriers began to form around the sinners who were struck by the bullets. Let's see. According to the schedule, we have some time until the next noon arrives. One of the sinners noticed an emergency response manual posted on the hallway walls. On it were instructions on how to use a console installed in the hallways to activate the regenerator systems connected to the safety team. This seems like it'd be worth a try. If we hurry, we might be able to activate the regenerator before the noon arrives. We'll activate the generator. Do this one with Ish. Oh, 3 to 18. Let's actually see. 6 to 18. 4 to 16. Jump 45. I'll do it with Ish. Ishmael's face lights up as they read the manual. Soon, an announcement lets us know that the regenerator distinguisher has been modified, reactivating most functionalities of the regenerator. Physical intervention shield activated. All allies heal 3 HP every turn. All allies heal 3 SP every turn.
잘 됐네.
Yay! Looks like we can restore one of the deactivated systems of the safety team apart from the basic functionalities of the regenerator. Which one should we reactivate? Regenerator Mark II, heal at HP, mental corruption neutralizing gas. We'll go for SP. The mental corruption neutralizing gas has been activated. The sinners all look noticeably more comfortable as though their heads have been cleared. We're now all ready to fight our next battle. Grant us love.
물리 간섭 보호장에 직원들을 보호해 주었어요. 제 생로가 복구되어서 정말 다행이네요.
There it is. 1,814. This is really like one of the easiest. I mean, looking at the noons. As long as you remember to move everybody out, it's really easy. I want to read the observation logs. Not the first time, but... oh, it's got arms. Destroyable and severable. Want to get rid of that. Indestructible, unseverable. Mercy. Okay, so yeah, it's all SP stuff. Clash power, envy, fragility, mental fracture, love. More clash power. What is incomprehensible? Gain 2 protection. Corrosion. Deal 3 damage to all enemies at turn end. Black damage. Okay. This one, so definitely gotta beat that. Heathcliff, I want you. Back weight. How are you feeling about doing that? I don't want that to go through. We can wait another turn. We'll do the speedier ones. I would like to try and get rid of these arms. But I definitely want to win these clashes. It's 4-12 and it's winning. You know what? Let's go for it. You do have. Let's focus on. How much are the arms? 250. Let's work on the arms for a little bit. We have a good amount of bullets, so. Okay. Oh. Okay, nice. Oh right, we used the special. I have to remember that. Grant us love.
편히 쉬시게.
Nice job. I was so from our faction railway.
조합 개체가 흔들리고 있어.
Oh,
다들 조금만 더 힘내자.
flickering glyphs of understanding. Let's actually look at that here. If the target, so it's more SP, just more attack weight, NB fragility, mental fracture. What is incomprehensible? Is there any? Yeah, let's try and get through that. That, so you'll destroy that. Greg, how are you feeling? How does this feel about Gloom Resonance? Which has more sinking? Who has the most? 1-2, 2-1, right arm. That's okay. Yeah, maybe Ishmael will do that. You will do. I do want you to. You'll do these. Heathcliff will also. Okay. Okay.
오자 터뜨려주지.
Oh, it's so cool. That makes the shooting sound as well.
이곳은 그분의 초상이요. 가까이서 자세히 보겠는가?
얼어가지.
저희 직원들이 개체의 부위를 파괴했어요. 역시 우리를 훈련하기 잘.
Thank you, Heath. Go Skullbuster.
으타! 먹어 치워라.
개체의 부위가 파괴되어
That
있어요.
one's still doing
빠르게
low.
제압하면 직원들의 피해를 줄일 수 있을 거예요.
Trying to we'll destroy that with that. Yeah, for my Faction Railway stream, I was saving it to see if I wanted to use one of these units for it, and I'm wondering. I'd still think I want to do Tremor Team for sheep. I mean, really, the last two sections, it's like E.G.O spam. Definitely still want to do Tremor for sheep. I don't want to use that quite yet. I guess we could bring out. No, let's use this. Might as well use this. Yes, someone could offset, but we're just gonna go for it, I think.
겁나. 내게 받쳐주지.
But maybe the last section would be sinking. I need to think about it. Will Greg's ego really help for that section?
여기가 뱃속이군.
Okay, that's destroyed.
개체 부위가 파괴되어 있어요. 이 틈에 빠르게 제압하면 직원들의 피해를 줄일 수 있을 거예요, 관리자님.
Rushing of arms, unclashable. Well, that's one. Maybe we can just let's work on getting rid of that beforehand. We are at 2020. Actually, you. Let's have some fun. Get a resonance.
대가리 딱 떼도 지금이다. 해골바가지 거미 대가리. 자!
Yeah, we're fine. There's a stagger.
기적해 차려졌지 않나.
Good job, Heath. Okay. This is so good.
다른 부서도 벌써 한바탕 했나. 돌아가는 길에 구경할 작품이 많아졌겠어.
I want to see that animation though. Get all of ours. Just get these. Okay, what do we still have to do? So we still have these ones, 7 turns, inflicting status effects, suppression, 12 turns, more status effects, defeat an enemy with 80 plus HP with a single skill. Okay, that's fine, but 3 times. Oh, the ring selling mission. Inflict 6 plus different types of negative effects on a single enemy. Defeat Grantus Love with the training team captain and all missions. I want to see it. So, yeah, I need to play with them more. They're fun units. I wasn't totally keeping track of bullets and everything. It's certainly something I'd want to maximize more, and of course we barely got to see Solomon, and I haven't even fully upgraded either of these. Certainly, the thing we always have to be careful of is, like, these units tend to be built for this gameplay mode. We definitely saw that with Otis, who, to be honest, I don't play Burn that much. And then I only really bring her out for, like, the bosses in Mirror Dungeon, when she's definitely an incredibly important part of Burn. But that first mission, I mean, the first Walpurgis, Dawn of Green, was so well built for her. I think it made people kind of overvalue her. I mean, not overvalue, but might have increased the fear of missing out, for instance. She's great for passing the pride checks, that too. I want more Burn love. I think basically the way to think about it is that butterfly potency, future count, butterfly count, future sinking potency. I need to play with them more, and, like, outside of Walpurgis to see. I definitely like him being an alternative, thinking an alternative to Spice Bush. But yeah, certainly need to get a handle. Maybe what does tier 3 Bygone Days get? 2 bind. Oh, the thread. As I said, there's quite a few people that need. Oh, now I can do this on my charge team. You'll need upgrading. this needs upgrading, and then I have to decide who I need to... Just to make the end of Refraction Railway a little bit smoother, I do want to play around with upgrading some things. I was even looking at Tier 3 Yashinada. Just for... Because I think it gets AoE, doesn't it? It's just the AoE slash would be really nice in some respects, but I have to think. And then, of course, like all the... I fully upgraded both the Dimension Shredders a while back, and those got brought back down. Hi, Nomad, welcome. I'm good. I'm probably gonna finish up fairly soon, but we're just doing some last-minute discussions. But I hope you are doing well. But charge needs... I wish we had a sense of what... I guess we won't have a sense. I mean, I'm sure next season's gonna be like... We're gonna get some fun bleed tools. But bleed's fairly neglected. I guess... We can do this now. Maybe... I guess if we went for bleed, then it'd be middle little sister. We finished both difficulties. I haven't done all the missions. It's like what? How do you find both IDs? I'll get that in just a sec. It's like one good idea away from being very strong. The Wound Claret ID. If Rhodia having a better ID. One thing it brings me back to, I really wish Garden of Thorns was a bit better than it is. Or at least could be more versatile. There's a lot of good tools. I guess if there's another like bleed archetype, which might be something that comes. Given that they sort of hinted at Bloodfiend Hunters, that does feel like a possibility of something we could get, but then I don't necessarily think Bloodfiend Hunters would use bleed. That sounds counterintuitive. I don't know if they would be. Rupture. Burn? I said the Vermilion Cross could have been one. I'd reckon they'd burn. Feels most likely. And maybe some Rupture help. This season was certainly the resurgence of Tremor and Sinking. I put Sinking as maybe the problem. Overall team-wise, it's probably Sinking. Just in terms of the versatility and tools. Kind of lacking in Gluttony, but so are many teams. But then again, I guess looking at these E.G.O, Sunshower would be nice, but... Soda. And Tremor just got some amazing tool. Really, Tremor had like the biggest glow up, I would say. Yeah, this is, because it has Dawn on it, it's a reasonable team. Again, I hope she gets this Vi. Find both IDs. I need to test them more, but they seem really solid. Oh, if you want Gluttony for an E.G.O and Ishmael, you could take Mate Ishmael. Then he'd be... I mean... I certainly could. Up Type 4, level 45. That was actually... I love her. I mean, I love her, but that was also me playing with railway stuff. I think she's pretty solid. I mean, for a 2-star, if you don't have her alternatives, the problem is like just competing with what works. But like a bit of debuffing and sinking, they sort of like dedicated bind debuff IDs. I kind of want more of them. But Molar's just so good with her passive. I mean, I guess Yeah, I need to see how Count is feeling. Because, like, Rhodia's very small issue is just her amount of surprising her amount of coins. She could just chew through Count. On the flip side, Rhymeshank. What was this passive? It was okay. Yeah, Envy Res is fine for this team. Envy Res is fine. I think for a lot of teams. Oh yeah, poor assistant manager. Oh, the fact that they're changing this passive, I guess it was mostly for Isang, but more ammo would be nice. It was fun while it lasted. It was very fun. It was pretty obviously a bug. It was a fun one. You can go on. Envy Res would work with Dawn. I don't know if I'd use Red Eyes and Penitence over Warp Corp in charge though. Particularly for like the Envy Res portion of the teams. I need to do you. Oh, the materials. Yeah, I don't ever want to like overvalue units, particularly on like these early days, just because I don't want to like I don't have like the deepest grasp of the meta, and I don't want to be like someone to rely on my opinions on units for whether they should pull them. But they're fun. They're fun. And they're pretty and have cool animations. That's what. And it's funeral. That's sort of my main feeling. My friend said they were good. You know who I said wasn't bad? I'm pretty sure you can find it in like my Kanto 4 streams when Spice Bush came out. I was like, this looks okay. I mean, not Spice Bush, I'm Sunshower. Forgive me. Excuse me. Pardon me. But there was really so much hype for him after... there was so much hype after Enclair. I remember I was really excited for him. I saw the potential. It was at Hillam early in like part 1 of Kanto 6. I was joking about how, because they're like trying to get the outfit for Heath, why couldn't Heath just use an ID? And Hillam said potential man. And then Heath did wear potential man for the majority of the Kanto. You saw the potential that early, yeah. Speaking of, so I don't know if at the moment, maybe if there's a mini episode, or there probably will be a mini episode or like Dante's Notes at some point. My plans for Limbus content up until Kanto 7, I don't know exactly when. At some point before Kanto 7, I will want to finish my Refraction Railway. Where are we? Like, because it's at a good turn count. It's just more, I just need to decide again what E.G.O to upgrade. I was testing some stuff before doing it, but I will do a second part, and then also closer to Kanto 7. I'm nervous about it, but I still want to do the tier list stream. I'm calling it a tier list stream. I wouldn't really call it that, because again, it's sort of like this is what I think of This is what I think of these are my favorite I don't even want to say favorite because I love everyone. This is sort of my thoughts on everyone so far. And my thoughts on all the cantos so far. Because I love everyone. I hate it actually. This is what I think and everyone else is wrong. Yeah, no, not doing that. Is there an estimated time for Canto 7 itself to go live? But we know October. I think given if the other two IDs have like, if it's like an idea week and somebody made a schedule which seems to like everything seems to be matching, but I think like October 15th-ish is the sort of guess unless there's more delays. So that's like a week for an ID and like the dead week after. And we also have like the login bonus thingamies. It'll be middle of October exactly. There'll be so yeah, I'm calling it the tier list stream. It's more like let's just talk about where the characters are right now, and even if I like put a character lower, I still want to sort of talk about where they are in terms of development. For instance, and here's what I think. I've been writing notes for it. I think I've settled on it. I've been writing notes for it, but it's also... I hate measuring like characters against each other. Like people ask me like my favorite games and stuff. I'm very bad at that question because I always end up liking things for different reasons. So it's hard for me to like exactly compare two things together. So for instance, like that part of the tier list, quote unquote, has been really difficult for me. Because if I like a character for this reason, I like another character for this other reason, I don't think it's not like a binary better or worse. Like there's certain, for doing the like canto and intervallos, there's certain ones where they're basically tied. It's called a vibe. Oh, that's a good one. Vibe list. I like that. I should make up different names instead of like S, A, B, C. I already was like looking at it, I'm like, I'm gonna delete everything below B. Everybody's at least a B. I mean, I certainly have a favorite character, but... I dig it, I'm not feeling it. I don't even... I like everybody. I just want to talk about... And then... I was looking, E.G.O's like census was an interesting point of comparison for me. I'm a feeling it. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm a feeling it. I'm really a feeling it. This is my tier list. Ish is at the top and everyone else is right after. Perhaps? Maybe? Nobody gets on the... Nobody, but it was... The only thing I want to say about the census, bottom left image. I forget, because of course I'm looking at my screen, not the OBS screen. I forget I have that. I mean, I have changed it out a few times. Yeah, it's also hard to compare characters who have had fuller arcs through others, and there's just some books I haven't read, so I can't really work with that. And the other thing, it's completely valid, I think. I need the Marge Simpson. I just think they're neat. That's a utterly valid reason to put somebody at the top of your list. But yeah, I was unpleasantly surprised at the slander rupture preceding the census. Oh, besides the census, I would love to do some data analysis. I would love to dig into that. I don't know what I'd use. Chi-square tests? I haven't worked with that kind of data before, but I'd love to actually be able to see I don't think the way it's set up it would necessarily work, but I'd love to actually, if we could isolate an effect of which canto has just happened on favorite characters, for instance. But you need like, I assume you'd need people to know. You need to know who's the same participant over time, I guess. Anyway, statistics brain was thinking. Did the data analysis brain. Rupture. I think the problem with Rupture is DC 20 perception. No worries, I will finish up fairly soon. But yes, have a lovely night. The only last thing about Rupture, did I put it as my least favorite? I don't know. Again, I don't like really putting least favorites. Well, it has the 7. I'm back. Rupture's my favorite status. It has 7 Faust, which, as you know, is like my permanent buddy here.
늦게까지 주문을 받고 있습니다. 비번이시라면 간단하게 쉘이나 브랜디를 첨가한 차는 어떠실까요?
It's just this art is so nice and it fits with the whole aesthetic, and her messages make me really happy because I like tea and 11s. Yeah, as Helem said, Rupture is true damage. It also has Lantern. Makes me very happy as well. The worry with Rupture is generally, I agree with the true damage issue, is that if you slip up, if Project Moon, for instance, slips up and it gets balanced poorly, I think Zwei is just here for Starlight. Don't worry about that. When I was using these teams, that from then on, every boss, either we get a nerf, or every boss is gonna have like Rupture protection. For why, if you're actually trying to really build count, I think it becomes one of the harder statuses to play. I mean, to say it is the same with like sinking, for instance, but you do have to be very careful about your count. And then if you're Sinclair, it's just a very weirdly designed unit, because he has basically this one job, and that requires you to have the right skills at the beginning. But if we start getting flavors, or what they did with the Tremor and Sinking to sort of, flavors basically, or differentiate how it works, I'm excited what they can do with it. But I understand why people would not enjoy it. Hi, Crestfallen. Yeah, it was LK-Sun gifted a whole bunch. But, you know, 7 is my favorite association. I said something earlier, I would like them to be... I feel like they never really figured out how to design them, because I would like them to be more than just the Rupture association. I feel like they were trying something with here, but it just never really caught on. But I feel like there's potential to be had. It's just not in the favorite spot right now. But give it time, give it time. They absolutely turn things around for Tremor. Rupture sounds kind of Vampire Hunter-y. Yeah, I agree. Either that or Burn would be interesting. And all we need is an Intervallo to do it. To get like some really good units. Okay, no worries, DC 20 Perception. You made a video where you beat up Mirror Dungeon Hard Cassetti. I wanna check that out. Thank you. Have a good night. I think I've chatted for a bit. But yeah, they sort of been using like... Let's see. What am I missing? Not really much in terms of... I was like, I'm missing this Dawn. Maybe she could be fun. Thank you for your stream today. No worries, no worries. Of course I wanted to do this. Sinking is overrepresented because the Kanto, but they have been pretty cautious of giving sinking. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't. That's where I thought they'd be going, but I feel like they can see it wasn't great design. Which is like, for instance, why Rodeo was this part was capped. Oh yeah, they changed Blind Obsession from the Tokyo Games Showcase. Yeah, it was pretty. What did they have? It had some other stuff. It had like plus coin boost for all units or something wild like that. There's a lot to be said about nerfing and buffing and how things can get out of hand. Yeah, and I'm not a game designer. I think game design is really interesting and I like talking about it. But I think we've been in I like what they've been doing in general, just sort of diversifying. Oh yeah, never forget Korwa and Granblue Fantasy. That's something I was thinking about. Korwa and Summer Zoe, who required the entire balance of the game had to be shifted to accommodate her. We don't want that. Granblue has brought us many gifts, including Sparking. Thank you, Smoky Meadows. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, sort of... you never want to talk in sort of like absolutes, but you have to be so careful because of nerf. If a broken unit comes out, I mean, I guess we basically just had that with you. I would rather a unit get nerfed as opposed to like the entire meta needing to be changed to accommodate them. But I know that there's no way if a broken unit like this came out and everybody starts pulling for them, you can't realistically nerf without backlash. So I think it's okay for them to be cautious. Yeah, or refunds, or just straight up refunds, because I know there was like... Because like, nerfs have happened. Oh, somebody else in BBF, one of the like Vasaraga's units, there was something for a short while where there's an interaction where he could become immortal. I mean that was, I don't remember if that was like a bug or an exploit or just like a weird interaction, but they fixed it, so it's technically a nerf, and I think that's okay. But I mean, I played Fire Emblem Heroes for a few years. I don't think we've been going in that direction. They had like a very specific philosophy of how the units came out, which is like mechanic, and then release a unit that can counter that mechanic, and then release a unit that can disable the counter to that mechanic. We haven't really... Oh, and there's no PvP, which honestly I'm just thankful for. never a good never a good place to be. Oh yeah, multiply. There isn't like the tutorial that mentioned to multiply coins. Yeah, and it's so easy for that, for multiply particularly to spin out of control, I think, but we'll see, we'll see. That Fire Emblem Heroes, they could shorten some of those descriptions if they had more tooltips, but or like keywords like we do. But anyway. So yeah, I said plans. Those are my sort of the other 2 Limbus streams I want to do. And I think if I do this, the vibe list, closer to like Canto 7, I'll also put part of it, also talk about Don Quixote the book and Man of La Mancha. I really enjoyed putting my speculation, my pre-Canto 6 speculation up. I found that fun. I'd like to do that. But otherwise, we're sticking with the Thaumaturge and Fallout for a little bit longer. But I hope everyone's doing well, and I will put up my weekend Thaumaturge stream soon. Thank you all for joining me and just chatting for a little bit. It's fun to just, there's so much to talk about. I didn't even really think, but I didn't talk about it too much, but I just really enjoyed the writing for these Uptie stories. It's worth it just to experience those. I love building on what is Lobotomy Corporation. What was it like to be an agent there? And just like all the fun little nods. It's very fan service, but I appreciate it. It's for me. And I think this is, even just this is an upgrade to the first one, to the first Walpurgis with the gameplay. First one we didn't have anything, but anyway, thank you so much everybody. I hope you're doing well and have a good rest of your week, and I will see you again. Bye bye.